Recently I have been trying to gain a huge amount of endo, which we all know is best done through arbitrations. However, in doing these survival arbitrations I have noticed a large number of Octavia users struggling to keep pace with the enemy and gameplay. This has spurred me on to create this video, which covers the frame, its key Mandachord element, and its gamer play options. Octavia Prime is quite frankly one of the best frames in the game, especially for endurance content such as survival and defense missions. However, she can also be a little quirky due to her beat-based gameplay style. Octavia's ability to remain unseen almost 100% of the time, and the ramping up of her incredible mallet ability, all revolve around the so-called music you place into her Mandachord. Therefore it is wise to start with that element. It can be found here in her appearance section. The Mandachord on first viewing can look a little complex. However, its mechanics are surprisingly simple. 3 sections, with 3 different usages. Here are some key ideas on what will optimize each section. Or feel free to use my note placements if you prefer. This is best done by writing the first bar and then copying it multiple times. The pink metronome section is what allows you to be invisible or make your melee damage go off the charts. Nearly 100% of these notes should be used, so that quick taps always hit the beat. The blue resonator section creates the distraction element with the awesome ball that acts as crowd control. 50% of notes filled in the section allows the ball to grab and hold the attention of your enemies. The gray section operates the mallet ability, or as I call it, the hammer. As a rule, 25% of notes should be used in the section to ramp up the damage, so they are hit by a note, then another as the first subsides. The effect of doing this with 2 pitches increases the damage, which ramps up with your enemy's level. With the Mandachord completed, let's look at my mod setup. I am not sure that this is optimum, however all I do know is that I appear to outlast a lot of people on arbitrations. Please feel free to make comment on the setup if you feel you have something better. In doing so, it is possible you will be helping not only me, but many others struggling with endgame content. I will not insult your intelligence by talking about every mod here, as let's face it, we all know what mods are key assets in Warframe. However, I have gone for a setup that maximizes damage through ability strength and prolonged the metronome ability as much as possible through duration. Enemy radar is used as the content I choose to play requires I know where the enemy is spawning. This is so I can create an effective bottleneck with Octavia's key abilities. The only issue with this setup is that energy efficiency is more than just a little bit low. However, I have found that using Octavia effectively means a huge number of orb drops, and it rarely concerns me that her efficiency is more or less non-existent. I also make sure I have large energy drops available if it looks like I am at risk of losing my invisibility cloak. In the following gameplay footage you will see me using metronome and mallet to devastating effect. When working with a team for long endurance runs, this skill team is massively effective as mallet will ramp up along with your enemy's level. In effect, the power in which they hit your mallet is revisited on them by up to 300%. Against infested enemies, this is by far the easiest way to endure long periods. If your team is working effectively, you will all be local to each other during a survival run, so all teammates gain drops without extra effort. You will also note that remaining invisible is very easy through short taps. Thus the embarrassing and ineffective teabagging you will see others do is a thing of the past. Let's face it, who wants their teammates seeing you look like you are suffering involuntary bowel movements? I should also add at this point that my play style is not to everyone's liking. This is after all camping, but when all you really want to do is gain the spoils of arbitration, I am not against letting my skills do the work and just wandering around unseen picking up the loot. Let's face it, you have already worked very hard to get to arbitrations, so why not enjoy the spoils with your feet up, supping your favorite cold drink? Although this is fundamentally a very easy way of cheesing endurance runs, it is important to mention that there are still some risks. As this footage clearly shows, enemies with ranged weapons immediately target your mallet with their weapons. It is not at all difficult to find yourself in the line of fire through lack of attention. If this is a concern, however, it is then possible to put down the resonator if space is short. As you will see here, being invisible means there is no attention on you, to the point that I almost got run into by a hapless enemy. I think that the gameplay footage at this point will show you everything you will need to know. I am hoping that from putting this Mandachord information out there, I may see fewer people looking like they have toilet trouble when trying to become invisible. Also, I hope it may encourage more people to use Octavia, as although it is possibly one of the strongest frames available, it appears to be underutilized by the community. It is a very handy frame to do endurance runs with, as being invisible allows them to trigger nodes at minimum risk when life support is running low. If you have gotten this far into the video, I hope you have found some of the information useful. This is the part, however, where I need to ask for your help in return. I am, as you can see, very new to this YouTube lark, however it is my intention to make many more videos on this new channel. If you be so kind as to give this video a like, or maybe even subscribe to the channel, it would be of massive help to me to get it off the ground. I plan on uploading more guides and videos weekly, and am looking to start a community that may help each other through information sharing. I have found the community of Warframe players to be one of the best to converse with, and some of the most helpful in gaming history. Therefore, I hope the Dragon Eye Gaming channel may become another outlet for help and advice to new players, and a source of hugely helpful information on what is a beautifully crafted and deep game.